Well, good evening, all. Ira Epstein, and here we are with your metal market wrap-up, and I'm a bit late. It's about 6:40 p.m. Central Time on this May 2nd, Thursday, 2024. Tomorrow you have a big report coming out, so let's talk about that. You've got the non-farm payroll data coming out at 7:30. After that, we're going to get at 8:45 the S&P Global Group, their final April service sector PMI, but that's final, so it's just an adjustment to it. It could be important, but it generally is very close. And the ISM will release their U.S. service sector indices for April, so that's a good look at how strong that sector is at 9 in the morning. But all the action will center at 7:30 in the morning when the market gets its fresh look to see just how strong the report is. The market's looking for 240,000 jobs. Last report had 3.8% unemployment rate. So those are your benchmarks. Now, where do we go with this? I think anything over 275 looks strong to me. Anything under 200,000 looks weak to me. And from there, the market will extrapolate what this means. When you look at gold, you're down, and you're down about 1% for the week. Okay, that's not so bad on a weekly chart. You've still got this pattern where you came down and you've stepped down on the chart. The pattern is one of a lower low and a higher high. So there is no trend by the definition of lower highs, lower lows being a downtrend, or higher highs, higher lows being an uptrend. You don't have that going. The battleground is crystal clear. It's the 18-day average of closes. That's the resistance point. The support has been and holding basically at the lower Bollinger Band, and the market is oversold. Let the next guy handle that. You take a look fresh at the market. Gold, silver, as long as you're over this 18-day average, gold is stronger than silver. Silver, unlike gold, is in a downtrend, and it could even embed. So that could get even weaker as time goes on. You know, as we got up here and you lost the embedded reading right over here, I said, I think you can fall back towards that 18-day average. Well, whether it hits it or not, fait accompli. It's doing it, and maybe you'll even get through that point. Now, if you break through the lows over here, that could do more damage to the chart. But if you hold right here, the bulls will get confidence that a correction is out of the way. And as I said to you yesterday, the strongest of the metals is the one that had been the weakest, the platinum. And look at how the chart looks. It certainly is the strongest. The wobble is happening in the dollar. It might straighten out after this report. We'll get an idea. And of course, after this, you'll get CPI and PPI reports, but you always get them. The key right now is, does this put the nail in the coffin that you take off the July ideas that you get a cut? Keep them alive if you get a real weak report, or they're gone. Even September's gone, and you're looking for one and done maybe at the end of the year if you had 300,000 jobs. That's where I think you're going to end up looking at all this data. So as you put it in, this is a great time for you to take a look at some of the other events that we offer. Pivot Point series. This is all free to you. Free access to the daily price counts. You know that we offer more research. I don't know if you've ever tried it. That's the service I have been with. Now, when I say I've been with, I subscribe, I pay. I don't get a professional fee from them. I pay exactly what you do. And I'll bet I've been with them 30 years, as long maybe as they're in business. And I find theirs the absolute best. I've seen the others come and go. They try their own ways to find what the more does, but I find theirs the best. In the futures markets, there are seasonal patterns that show. They show nothing under an 80% probability. They go back 15 years. If nothing fits in, there's no probability. Some of them hit 100%, some of them 80, and they'll go in between. So I look at that because it gives me an idea as to what the norm is. That's all it's for. Would I recommend you trade off it? Absolutely not. But does it warn you what's coming ahead typically? Think of grains. Why does that come up all the time? You plant them, they grow, the weather's good, the weather's bad, blah, blah, blah. And then you get into the harvest. Are you competing or are you the leader? because of how world crops have gone. I mean, it's not that difficult on some of these things. It's more difficult on others. I really like it a lot in the metals and the currency. So I use it because if you think about it, certain things happen with treasuries all over the world, all over the time. So you put this together, you just click any of these buttons, it'll put it into a cart. At the bottom of this, you put in your name, and you'll see it right at the bottom, your name, your email address, and we'll get everything sent to you. I'm Ira Epstein. Have a good night. I'll talk to you first thing in the morning tomorrow, and I'll do the review of what the jobs report looks like shortly after 8 a.m. Take care.